Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button before you leave. Welcome. This video is going to be my May book wrap-up. In the month of May, I was supposed to do the challenge where Brian picks my TBR, and I did read most of them. I haven't read two. So I didn't finish two of them, but I read every other one of the books. And I talked to Brian, and he said that I can finish them whenever. So I'm going to read them eventually. The two books that I didn't finish were Hourglass. That is on my TBR for this year. That was the one he chose from the bag of books. And then Lord of the Flies. I did not read that one. But what did I read this month? And how was it for me? Did I enjoy what Brian enjoyed reading? Give me a thumbs up in this video if you want me to challenge Brian into reading 3 books of my choosing. The first book I read in May was Diamond. That is a TV show right now. That is how I even learned about the book, as I saw the trailer to the show and was like, that seems interesting. They're doing a good job on the show, I will say that. I am going to point out that they're doing better on the show than the book is written. It was a decent book. Wasn't my favorite. I had some parts where I was just like, the main character is messed up. Like, she needs to calm herself. Like, she needed to go to therapy a long time ago. The main character is Plum. Her real name's Alicia, but no one calls her that because she's plus size. First of all, she should have not even let that happen. There is one thing that is bugging me in the show that I cannot stand. And that is Plum's best friend that owns the bakery. Plum's best friend that owns the bakery is not a gay man. She's a pregnant woman. And it kills me because this is a feminist book. It's supposed to be a feminist show, and they put a gay guy in there. Like, I'm great. Like, that's fine. You wanted to put guys in there, you didn't want it to be all women, right? That's what you did. That's not okay. And let's be honest, they could have, instead of putting a gay guy in there, they could have put a pregnant woman there and talk about breastfeeding or something. So yes, that is very getting on my nerves. I like that character. I like the gay guy in the show. I do. It has nothing to do with him being gay that I don't like. It has everything to do with him being a guy and not a woman in a feminist show. Should have been 90% women cast. Let me tell you what the book is about. This is the synopsis of the book. It says, the diet revolution is here and it's armed. Plum Kettle does her best not to be noticed, because when you're fat, to be noticed is to be judged, or mocked, or worse. With her job answering fan mail for a popular teen girls magazine, she is biding her time until her weight loss surgery. Only then can her true life as a thin person finally begin. Then, when a mysterious woman starts following her, Plum finds herself falling down a rabbit hole and into an underground community of women who live life on their own terms. There, Plum agrees to a series of challenges that force her to deal with her past, her doubts, and the real cost of becoming beautiful. At the same time, a dangerous group called Jennifer begins to terrorize a world that mistreats women, and as Plum grapples with her personal struggles, she becomes entangled in a sinister plot the consequences are explosive. So pretty much the book's about Plum, or Alicia, taking her life back. I gave it a 3-star, 320 pages. I wish it was better. I loved the storyline. The execution needed work. The next book I read in May is Illuminate. That was the book club, the Marauders book club pick. It was either April or May. I think it was April. I think April's pick was The Historian, and that book was so terrible that I think like only 2 people finished it. Like everybody DNF'd in book club. So I didn't finish it either. But I did finish Illuminate, and it was amazing. Yes, yes, booktube popular hype. Yes, definitely owns up to it. Definitely. So good. Such a good book. This is what I said on my Goodreads. It's like Resident Evil in space. Like, so good. So good. Let me tell you what it's about. Pretty much, these 2 people, they have to, like, get off of the planet because it's being, like, invaded. And, like, leave, and there's, like, 3 space stations. And one of them has sick people on it, and it's, like, a virus that's spread through the air. And it's making people crazy. And then one of the space stations, like, has a mind of its own. It's a lot, but it's good. It's good. I recommend that book to everyone. And I'm not a big sci-fi person, but that was A plus, man. That also has been my favorite book reading in the Marauders book club. Gave it a 4-star. It's 602 pages. It's a long book. It doesn't feel like that. That's a page turner. The story's told in case files, like emails and like documents. After Illuminate, I read Volume 1 of Full Metal Alchemist. This is the synopsis. Alchemy, the mystical power to alter the natural world, something between magic, art, and science. When 2 brothers, Edward and Alfonso Alric, dabbled in this power to grant their dearest wish, one of them lost an arm and a leg, and the other became nothing but a soul locked into a body of living steel. Now Edward is an agent of the government, a slave of the military alchemy complex, using his unique powers to obey orders, even to kill. Except his powers aren't unique. The world has been ravaged by the abuse of alchemy, and in pursuit the ultimate alchemical treasure, the Philosopher's Stone, their enemies are even more ruthless than they are. I gave it a 3.5 star. This is a manga series, by the way. The next book I read was The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that is also what everybody voted in my book club. I didn't really care for it. Here's the synopsis. Seconds before the Earth is demolished to make way for a galactic freeway, Arthur Dent is plucked off the planet by his friend Ford Prefect, a researcher for the revised edition of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, who for the last 15 years has been posing as an out-of-work actor. Together, this dynamic pair begin a journey through space, aided by quotes from The Hitchhiker's Guide and a galaxy full of fellow travelers. It's a comedic sci-fi book, and I no. I did not enjoy it. I'm sorry, Brian. I'm sorry. I didn't like it at all. I think part of the reason I didn't like it is because the whole book was comedy. Like, even the title of the book is comedy, and it was just too much for me. Like, I like my comedy, but there is a such thing as too much, and I think that book is it. Too much comedy, and you guys already know I'm not the biggest sci-fi fan. I give it a 2-star. It is 193 pages. After Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, I read Full Metal Alchemist Volume 2. I just told you what the first one's about. I also gave it a 4-star, and it was also 192 pages. I enjoyed it way more than the first volume. Then I read a book that Chelsea Dallings read a while ago, and it sounded so interesting. So I read it, and it is Stealing the Wind. Very appropriate for summertime if you are into smutty romances. It is book 1 of the series. I don't think I'm going to continue on with the series. I might not. But right now, that's just how I feel. I could change my mind later. Who knows? It's about this guy who has not had the best of luck. He has been a servant, and then he gets kidnapped by pirates, and then he falls off the boat, ends up on another ship, learns there are mermen. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Gay mermen. There's pirates. Smutty stuff. I gave it a 3-star. I enjoyed it, but I'm not so much into romance. Yeah, it was 220 pages. And then I read volume 3 of Full Metal Alchemist, and I gave it a 4-star, and it was 192 pages. Probably gonna continue on with the series. And then the last book I read was another one that Brian recommended. He is currently reading, and I passed him because I read it, and boy, you need to read that book because the ending was great. And it's Flamecaster. This is the Shattered Realms series, and it's book 1 of it. You know, I really enjoyed it. I loved how it was written, like very old-timey. This prince of a kingdom. Something happens, I'm not gonna tell you, no spoiling, but he like runs away to perfect his magic. There's 2 kingdoms, and Ash, he's the main character. He is trying to kill the other king because the other king is just a bad person. Just a really bad person. Like, everybody hates him. His own kingdom hates him. There's also 2 other main characters that are female. They are really powerful, strong women. There's Jenna, and there is Lila. It goes in and out of Ash and Jenna's point of views. She also is a mage, and mages are like, they're pretty much witches. Like, Ash is a witch, he's a mage, and like, she's a mage, but she don't know her powers, or she doesn't know how to control them. Jenna doesn't. They end up meeting. Lila is Ash's friend from school, and like, pretty much they plot to kill the king, because he's terrible, and then it takes like a twist and turn at the very end of the book. And it's just like, what? And it's good. It's good. Definitely gonna continue on with the series. Oh, I gave it a 3.5 star. I said on my Goodreads, good strong ending, good storyline. I really like the writing style. Characters are lacking a bit, but they are more books in the series, so hopefully development is well done. It was 535 pages. I read a total of 2,446 pages in May. That was my May wrap up. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe if you haven't already. Give me some love in the comments. Tell me what you're reading. Give me a thumbs up. Think positive thoughts always.